Hey guys, how's it going? Uriel came here. I'm in the kitchen today and I've got a cool video I'm putting together for you right now, obviously. It's a video about multivitamins actually, and the reason for shooting this is because I was just in New York this past weekend, or depending on when you're watching this, a little while ago, and went to the vitamin shop. I saw an amazing price on one of my favorite multivitamins, and I said it was like 75% off. Yes, I'm definitely going to grab a bottle. And to be honest, I actually don't take multivitamins that often, simply because most multivitamins out there are based on synthetic ingredients. That's right, and I'm going to show you the difference in this video. So, as you may know, my approach to healthy living is about eating clean and eating real foods. That's the best way you're going to get all of your nutrients, for the most part, most of your nutrients, depending on if you're eating a whole foods-based diet. Now, obviously, it is convenient to take a multivitamin to kind of fill in those gaps and plug in those holes, but choosing the right multivitamin can be challenging, because how do you know whether this multivitamin is better than this one, or is this one better than this one? So if you go to the vitamin shop, or if you go to any health food store, you've probably seen them rows upon rows upon rows upon rows of multivitamins, and you're just like, other than price, how do I differentiate between one and the next? So in this little video, I want to share one of the most important things you want to look at when choosing a multivitamin. And this is what I believe is the most important thing with respect to choosing a multivitamin, and that is whether it is based on whole food ingredients or synthetic ingredients. That's what I'm going to show you here. So when I talk about synthetic ingredients, I'm talking about ingredients that are sourced from the multivitamins are sourced from a laboratory, pretty much, right? They're, to give you a perfect example, I'm going to pull up this one. This is actually a really good company, okay? Biomed. They make some really good stuff. However, it's very clinical grade. So what that means is that it's used very often in clinical settings, and you tend to think that, okay, well, if it's my naturopathic doctor that's recommending this, it must be really good. Well, if we look at the ingredient list here, and I'm going to show you what to look for in a moment, I'm going to just pick out one example. If we look at, one of the most common examples is vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is a complex. It's not just one thing. Now, you've probably most often seen vitamin C as ascorbic acid. Now, a lot of studies do show that high levels of ascorbic acid is helpful for things like cancer, and obviously those are very high clinical doses. But understand this. Ascorbic acid is one element of the vitamin C complex. It'd be like saying that my roof is the same thing as my entire house. It's not, right? It's one component of my house, as is ascorbic acid one component of the vitamin C complex. So the benefit of eating or choosing a whole food-based multivitamin is that when you're looking at the vitamin C component, often it'll say vitamin C from acerola cherries or from citrus fruit. And that's great, because when we eat food in its natural form, we get the ascorbic acid along with all those other synergistic compounds that make up the full vitamin C complex. That's a very important distinction, because in the body, those synergistic molecules all work to improve absorption and action inside the body. Okay, so that's the real big benefit for choosing a whole food-based multivitamin versus a synthetic one. So I want to show you the one that I just picked up actually in New York. It's called the Vitamin Code for Men. It's from the Garden of Life, a very good company. One of my favorite companies out there, because all the stuff they produce is based on raw ingredients. So raw, real food. Now if we look at the food label here, or just actually the front, hopefully you can see that, you'll notice that it's based on raw ingredients, unprocessed, from real food, and that's awesome, right? So you have to be you have to be careful sometimes with the labeling. It can be pretty misleading. But one of the things you want to look for is this kind of claim or statement that says whole food multi, or derived from whole foods. In this case, they put raw, right? So that means that the source was not even pasteurized or cooked or processed, which is even better. And this one actually contains live probiotics and enzymes. So that's a benefit in terms of digestion and intestinal health. Now, let's look at the ingredient list here. If you can see that, hopefully you can. That might be, I don't know if that's upside down or not. It should be okay. So I don't know if you can make sense of this, but what I'm gonna just show you the difference between these two. Okay, so this one is the synthetic, laboratory made, and this one is the 100% whole food based. So I'm gonna just compare a couple of them here. So we'll just go down the ingredient list. Okay. So we have vitamins, obviously all they have the same stuff, vitamins A, B, all that stuff. But the key is the source, right? So on this one, the whole food based, the source is a raw organic fruit and vegetable blend. And this contains organic strawberry, organic cherry, organic blackberry, organic blueberry, organic raspberry, organic beet juice, organic carrot juice, organic broccoli juice, organic kale juice, organic red cabbage juice, organic Brussels sprouts, organic, so it just goes on. It's like a big salad in a capsule. Okay? So that's awesome. Okay, because you're getting the real food ingredients in this, and that's terrific. Let's look at this one here as by contrast. So you'll notice that the ingredient list is much simpler, right? Because this one here, you'll see they have all the vitamins and minerals, and then an asterisk beside each, and then saying, okay, here's the legend where we list all the ingredients. And this is one of the cases where you actually want more ingredients. At most packaged foods, you want to have fewer ingredients, but this one, because they list so many whole foods, is actually a benefit to the quality of the product. In this case, we have very few ingredients, and that's a kind of a hallmark indicator that it's probably synthetic. So I'm going to go through here. Vitamin A in the form of palmitate, beta-carotene. Okay, beta-carotene is one form of vitamin A. It's kind of the pre-formed vitamin A. Vitamin B1 as thiamine hydrochloride. One of the things you want to look out for is vitamin B12. In this case is cyanocobalamin, which is not the natural form. The natural form would be methylcobalamin. So when you see that right away, you know that at least B12 is not the real thing here. Vitamin C in this case is calcium ascorbate. But again, everything, excuse me, a lot of the, I just got choked up here. A lot of the minerals are based on HVP chelates, citrates. So again, a lot of these are derived. They're not coming from real food. And if they were, it would state it on the label. Okay? So again, that's a very simple and probably the most important thing you want to look for with respect to multivitamins is on the food label itself. Is it from whole, real food? And if it is, it should kind of state right there. And on the ingredient list, you should be able to see that. It should say vitamin C and a little kind of note, and then you'll see the legend from these foods. If it says vitamin C as ascorbic acid, you know most likely many of the ingredients are going to be synthetic. All right? So I hope that's been helpful for you. If you want to know more about this whole multivitamin or the world of multivitamins, I actually have a very special report called The Truth About Multivitamins, What Your Health Food Store Isn't Telling You, simply because a lot of times they don't even know. So below this video or somewhere on this on this page, I'm sure there'll be a link to where you can check out the report and see if it's something that's of interest to you. And in the meantime, I want to thank you for watching. Hopefully this has helped you out the next time you're at your health food store. And I'll see you in the near future.